everyone. Welcome back to K Talk. We're your hosts. I'm Mel.
And I'm Uma. Hi, everyone. Welcome back to this week's show. Hope everybody's having a fabulous weekend so far. I am over caffeinated and the sun is out. I feel great. How are you feeling,
Me too.
Mel?
Love it.
I can't help it.
The weather is so good today.
We're such Canadians.
I know.
The little bit of sun that we see and our mood just...
I want to be outside all day.
Yeah, that's all we talk about, honestly. We don't really have proper seasons here.
Yeah.
And our second winter just finished, so we're going to get like 5 minutes of spring and then summertime.
Yeah. Can't wait.
Right? Okay, so on this week's after show, we are talking, let me get this right, Week Hero Class 2.
Yes.
Yes.
Another one of those names that I want to say week class hero. It just sounds...
It's smooth.
Yeah.
It just rolls off the tongue better. Like,
yeah.
Anyways, it's Week Hero
Class.
And then Class 2. It's been a while. It's
3
been,
years.
what, like 2.5 years?
3 years.
3 years almost?
Yeah, 2022. So...
Yeah, I had to recently
I've been
rewatch.
waiting for this. I rewatched it so many times, but I rewatched it again before watching the new season. Oh my God, I am still pissed at Byung-suk.
You're like all over again. All
over again. Like,
I know. And it was sad to see like how it ended again and realize like Suho's not going to be in season 2 because
we left
off with him being in a coma.
Yeah. And I didn't know how the season was going to go because without him, like, he was one of my faves. So it's like, oh, am I going to like this season?
But you know what? The good thing with this season is we get a whole new friend group. And I love them. Yeah,
they grew on me. In the first 2 episodes, I was like, oh, am I going to like them? Whatever. But they definitely grew on me.
They really did. So season 2 picks back up at where Ji-hoon is at his new school now. And right away we see he has a new bully on his hands. And shit's going to go down again. There's a group called the Union. And it's just, again, very violent, very difficult to watch at times. But a new set. And I feel like
it's just a fight fest the whole time.
First of all, even from, I remember like the first season as well, when I watched it, I was like, how strong are these kids? Like, they're supposed to be high schoolers.
My thing is like, and they can all fight.
I can understand like, 2 of them from season 1 were MMA fighters, right? Yeah. But everybody seems to, because even our main character, Sion, he's not a trained fighter.
To be honest, rewatching it, I've realized Soo-yeon is kind of like, he's crazy, but he's not really a good fighter. Like, what I mean is like, he's kind of like
dirty, more heart.
He's more of like a dirty fighter because he will like use things around him. That's the way he fights.
Well,
like,
he
you know
has
what I mean?
to, right?
Like,
he has to stand his ground, and he's so small in stature. Like, he's not that tall. He's not that big.
Yeah, but the difference between how, like, obviously Suho's trained. He
was trained, exactly.
Yeah,
but
the
right.
way
more of a street fighter
fights is more so, I'm going to lose my mind, and I'm going to hurt you with whatever I have on hand.
Like, it seems like he just kind of, like, blacks out.
Yeah, kind of thing. Yeah.
All right, so do we want to get into the characters?
Yeah. Hold on, give me a second. So Week Hero Class. Is it Week Hero?
This is going to kick our ass. The whole
Week
episode.
Hero Class 2 stars Park Ji-hoon, who plays Yoon Si-eun, Ryeo Eun, who plays Park Hyu-min, Choi Min-yeong, who plays Seo Jun-tae, Lee Min-jae, who plays Ko Yoon-tak, Bae Na-ra, who plays Na Baek-jin, and Lee Jun-young, who plays Jung Sung-jae.
Okay. That was a lot of new people.
I
was most excited, honestly, for Jun-young.
That was such a surprising...
When
I seen him, I was like, oh my God.
Episode?
Yeah.
I was like, there is no way. So we first meet him because we find out that the first bully that Xion has to deal with, Yeomin, wants to join this collective or this little gang called the Union.
It's basically a bunch of delinquents, pretty much.
Exactly, right? And I call him a soft bully because in the beginning, okay, let's start from the beginning.
Yeah.
Right. So the first bully that Sion has to deal with now at his new school is Yeomin.
Yeah.
Yeomin's main victim here is Juntae. Juntae goes around stealing everyone's phones in the school to give to Yeomin so he can go deliver these stolen phones to Jun-young's character. What was his name again?
Sungjae.
Sungjae.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Sungjae is the right-hand man to Bakjin.
Yeah.
And he kind of like deals with the daily running of like controlling the hooligans.
Yeah.
So the first time we meet him, Yeomin is telling him, hey, I need one more week to bring you these phones.
Yeah.
And he was like, oh, one more week, it's not going to do anything, whatever. So they're having their little back and forth. And somebody else in the internet cafe that they're at just says, oh, who do these kids think these kids,
Get it together now.
I can't even talk. Who
Yeah.
do these kids think they are?
Yeah.
And that just sets off Sungjae. And without a word, he gets up and starts bashing the man's face into the keyboard. And I'm like, oh my God, I think that kind of
And
did something
I've never
for me.
seen him in a role like that. Him being crazy, like everything I've seen him in
Listen.
recently, he's very, very sweet, very,
He does unhinged bully
Very
so
well.
well.
Yeah.
So well. And his face is so perfect because he could pull off evil and crazy really well.
Mm-hmm.
And then he could pull off like adorable.
cute and adorable and cheesy.
lovesick,
Yeah.
Cheesy. Like he's so good at, his range is just incredible.
Yeah.
But I really feel like he shines when he plays the villain.
Yeah.
But the glasses, even the bad wig couldn't make him look bad.
Yeah. I was actually loving the long hair on him. He looked great.
It was a wig, right? I mean, it just looked
I'm-
so bad. I'm like, why couldn't they just grow out his hair?
Yeah. I don't care, but it worked for him.
Yeah.
Like, I like
I
it.
hope by the time, I don't know if we're going to get a season 3. It looks like
Yeah.
we might.
We
but
better.
I hope
Like,
they actually grow out his natural hair
yeah.
because that wig was kind of distracting at times.
Yeah.
Okay, so the other villain, I want to show you something. Bakjin.
Yeah.
Isn't he giving like the younger brother of...
The villain from Queen of Tears?
Oh, I didn't even think of that.
Him. I
That's
don't know
not where I
why
was
he's
going
giving
with
me
that
that
at
as well.
all.
I don't know if it's the slick back hair or I don't know what it is, but he's giving me him.
I was
Yeah.
thinking more Lee Soo-hyuk. He's giving sexy vampire, sexy elf with the
Yeah. Yeah,
He
yeah,
has
him
such
too.
striking features.
He does.
Doesn't he look like him?
He does. Yeah.
Every time.
Yeah, he does. I can see that.
Yeah. I loved it. But then has your Twitter feed been about, have you seen the thread about the cunty birds?
No.
Yeah.
No.
Okay, so Twitter's losing their mind because everybody's putting up pictures of these gorgeous, stunning, striking birds, and they're calling them cunty birds, right?
Okay.
And because of all the black and white outfits that Bakjin wears, I'm like, he looks like the main cunty bird that everybody was loving.
Oh my God.
And I'm
I
like,
can
if
see-
he was a
yeah,
bird, it would be
gives that-
him.
Yeah, he does give the vibe.
He does look like a razor bill.
And he kind of wore the same.
He's just so beautiful.
Yeah.
He's
same
so
outfit.
beautiful. Like he was so, everything he was doing. Like I find it very hard to watch like super violent stuff, and it's just the setting. It's high school kids beating the shit out of each other. Like I know they're not actual
Yeah.
kids, but the whole time though I kept getting distracted, and I'm like the white turtleneck, the black,
Yeah.
and I'm like he looks like that bird, like a sexy version of that bird.
Am I going crazy or did he wear that outfit a
A
lot?
lot. He did
I'm
repeat
like,
it a lot, right?
Yeah, it's either his school uniform or he was wearing that outfit. And I'm just like, you don't have any other clothes?
Well,
and
I don't
he's
know,
a very interesting character because
is very-
this kid is literally winning academic awards, but at the same time doing delinquent criminal shit.
He has this crazy double life.
yeah.
And then we find out that he was an orphan.
Yeah.
We find out he's an orphan. And the one tiny little bit of like a redeeming quality that he had was we find out that the money that he was making in the union, he was kind of siphoning off and taking a little bit more than his
And giving it
than
to
the
the
other ones,
orphanage, yeah.
giving it to the orphanage. And I was like, okay, that's nice. And that made me think like, yeah, it doesn't absolve him from being like a horrible bully. But I really think the true villain here is Sungjae. Like Sungjae was enjoying beating people up.
Like he's crazy.
Like he was
Yeah.
smiling the entire time, even if he was getting his ass
Yeah.
kicked. He was
No,
laughing and
he's
enjoying
a
it.
full blown psychopath. Like yeah.
Super.
Like he enjoyed fighting. Like it was his thing. Yeah.
Listen, the entire, this is what I like about this show. It feels like nothing is happening. These kids are constantly just trying to survive.
Yeah.
Like, can we just go to school peacefully?
Yeah.
Like, Xion is sick and tired.
Exactly. Like I felt so bad for Ji-hoon because like at every turn he's just trying to chill, go to his little cram school, do his thing, and it's just always something coming up. Like, you
Right.
know?
So when he first gets to the school, we can see that he's struggling emotionally. He was always kind of like a loner, even in season 1.
Yeah.
And Suo really made him come out of his shell.
Yeah.
Because he's innately such a good person, he couldn't handle that friend of Bumsuk?
Byung-suk. Yeah.
Yumsuk?
Yeah.
Who ended up betraying them in season 1. But you see how he became close to him, and I
Yeah.
feel like he feels, I don't want friends right now, because he knows he'll get involved.
And that's what it is about Ji-hoon is like he actually does have a very big heart, and he prefers to be alone because he knows that once he kind of latches onto people, he really loves them. He's really going to protect them and go all out for them. And I think that's sort of the reason why he kind of doesn't want to get attached to people or even have friends.
Exactly,
you know?
right?
Like,
and he's dealing with a lot of guilt because he blames himself for what happened to Suho in season 1. So he's coming from a place of like, I'm not even deserving of friends because my friend's in a coma right now.
which I
Am
don't
I
understand.
supposed to live
Like this
and-
whole blaming himself thing. It's like he made sure, like even when he told that girl from season 1, he cannot find out about this. So he was trying to protect his friend.
I
He
know.
It came out on its own.
not his fault,
whatever.
but he is
you
blaming
can't
himself.
blame yourself for that. That he loved you so much as well that he wanted to avenge you.
Exactly.
You know? And that's kind
and
of what
go
their
fight
whole
for you to
relationship
protect
was.
you.
It was like we ride for each other. If you hurt one, I will 100% have your back, and I will, you know.
Exactly.
And just like what he did when he found out what happened to Suho, what did he end up doing? Finding all those guys one by one, you know,
Exactly.
and avenging him. So
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, but it doesn't make sense, but he does blame himself,
Yeah.
and he doesn't want to make friends. He doesn't want to protect people anymore. He just doesn't even want to fight because he just knows people are going to get hurt. And I think that's what's scaring him. Like,
and he's not sleeping well. He's literally going to a therapist. He's taking sleeping pills, you know.
but but he can't ignore what's happening around him. And that's where his first friend comes in, Juntae.
Yeah.
And Juntae's being bullied, and he tells him, like, have some courage and stand up for yourself.
Yeah.
And Juntae really takes it to heart. And I love the fact that, like, he, you know, just thought about it for a little bit and really said, yes, I'm going to get my ass kicked, but I am making a choice here.
Yeah.
So they end up becoming friends because he stands up to his bully.
And I think that's when that moment when he gave back all the phones, and Ji-hoon watched him get his beat down. But then when he tried to go too far with the chair,
said enough.
he was like, enough is enough. But I think that's when it's like, okay, you're good with me now, you know?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then
you made it right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's where Yeontak also comes in because he thinks he needs help.
Yeah.
And he realizes Xion's okay.
Yeah.
And he was just like, aren't you going to thank me? And he pays him no mind and just kind of takes
I just love how
to the nurse's
people
office.
think that he's Ji-hoon's an asshole, but he's not. He just says like, "Why? What do you do?" Like he's
just
a
states
very straightforward
facts.
person. Like you know,
Exactly.
they just look at him like
He's
he's
not
a
here for
super
nonsense.
asshole, and it's like he's just not the
He
friendly
keeps
type.
to
but-
himself and
Yeah.
he's direct and very like short with his words.
Yeah.
He will not, he doesn't like pleasantries, okay?
He does not.
No nonsense.
It's like get to the point, and if he's done with the conversation, he'll just walk off. Like I just love him.
Right? And
You
then
know.
at the beginning, like the first 2 episodes, Baku isn't there yet because apparently he's suspended and he's really close friends with Gotak. And I wanted to know why he was suspended. I know he got into a fight, right?
Yeah, because he wasn't part of the union or anything. So what was going on? Like
Was it because of we don't want to join the union? Was it that kind of fight?
Maybe.
Was it the fight where Gotak got really hurt? Because
yeah,
we see
yeah.
a flashback of
it was Sungjae, you know that, right? That did that to him.
Sungjae,
Yeah.
who like basically
Like shattered his knee or
shattered
something.
his knee.
Yeah.
But so was it that fight that caused? Because it felt like it was a long time ago because it looked like his leg had healed up.
Yeah.
Right? He wasn't like limping. He, wasn't hospitalized. So they never told us really why Baku was suspended and if it was due to fighting off and being reluctant to join the union, like the usual shit, or if something else had happened.
Yeah.
And I wanted to know, like, the reason where Yoon-tuk's knee got hurt. Yeah. Again, were they fighting not to join
I think so.
the union? So this has been going on for a while.
I think so, yeah.
Because when season 2 picks back up, we kind of understand that, like, Sion's been at the school already a year, and everybody was just leaving him alone. Yeah. He's minding his business. So this is the second year that he's at this school.
Yeah.
And I'm like, where was the union in the first year?
Was it?
Right?
No, he was just there. All of this chaos is happening in the year that he starts.
Okay, so you think that's when the union
the 11th grade.
Okay.
So now it ends with them going starting 12th grade.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. That makes sense.
So in the beginning, they were just like leaving him alone, whatever, and then I feel like all of that transpired in that 11th grade year.
Yeah. These poor kids can't catch a break.
And then Human comes
First of all,
the way he's even introduced is hilarious because he literally dunks on Human. Human. Literally dunks on him. And I cackled at that. Because they all play basketball. So it was just hilarious.
It's so good.
And then he has this bright, fiery red hair. And I'm just like, who is this guy?
And then his personality was my fave part because I feel like filled that void of
he was literally
missing.
like Suho. He gave me Suho vibes, and I think that's why Siyun was kind of like taken back by him as well, like just how
he was constantly reminding him of his friend because just like how Suho was in season 1, he forced that friendship on him. Like, she didn't want it to be a loner. He's like, no, it's gonna be the three of us. We're going. Yeah. So now we see Baku's doing the same thing.
Very touchy. He hates
very
that.
Affectionate.
Yeah, very affectionate. He doesn't like that. Armed around him all the time. He's just like...
He's like, don't touch my head. Don't put your arm around me. Like, how cute and hilarious was that scene where when they're doing the volunteer work and he accidentally, the chopstick goes flying and he's like, take that away from him really quickly. He likes to stab people.
Yeah.
And he's just looking at him like, it's not that serious. But he does not give a fuck. He wants to bring this kid out of his shell. He's like, we're going to be besties now.
Yeah.
And it works.
And I think he was so enamored by him, with Human, because like he's literally the strongest kid in the school, but his personality
is
just
so
warm, so lively. Just you know what I mean?
Doesn't really care for all this bullying.
Yeah, that even though he has the strength, he's literally like Siyun and Suho. They had the strength, but they never bullied people. They actually wanted
to
peace.
live their life, quietly. And then here come these randos.
Yeah,
but it was really interesting to see how like Baku and Baekjin were friends when they were younger.
Yes,
and that's where all the hatred and the animosity came from.
Their history,
he was a nerd himself, and he used to get his ass whooped all the time till Baku taught him how to fight and stand up for himself, and then he just kind of went nuts after that.
Yeah.
It was like...
And I don't know how you talk about it. The way I seen it is him wanting him to be in the union so bad was a way for him to get his friend back in a way, to keep him close.
Oh, absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Because deep down, it was the only person that he actually trusts.
Yeah.
Because when one of the fights happened on the rooftop and Seon and Sungjae first fight, and they kind of like both knock each other out, Sungjae gets arrested and then let out later that evening, and Baekjin's right there saying, what did you tell the police? How did you get out? Did you give up the account? Like, and he's like, oh, so you brought me here to kill me if I had like, you know, betrayed you in some way, if I like basically turned out to be a rat. And it just shows you that like he doesn't even trust his right hand man right now, and Sungjae even knows that. And that's why he's so obsessed. He can't handle the fact that Baekjin can't handle the fact that Baku is a better human being than he is, and he's not insecure, and he's not a sad little kid on the inside, where Baekjin, even though he's like academically doing great and he could have such a bright future,
and all of that,
he's still kind of paying back just for the little bit that he was bullied in elementary school, and
he hasn't gotten over that.
Kind of gone off the rails. He just can't heal from that,
and he wants Baku close,
but Baku's like, we don't have to do this. I think Baku could have a friendship with him if he just became normal.
Yeah.
Like, just cut the bullying out.
Exactly.
But he was obsessed. And what
was.
makes it worse is he's just a student who's now dealing with a real gangster.
Yeah. It's just...
It made me sad. And
that's why even
me.
Si-yoon was very curious about Bakjin. It's like, you're literally a smart kid. Like, why are you doing... You literally don't have to do this.
Exactly.
Like,
we didn't know what the reason was.
But again, you see, it is from his upbringing. He had to literally fight all his life when he was young. He's an orphan. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you can't...
But now you can defend yourself from bullies. Why become the bully?
Yeah. That's what it kind of shows us, right? The two sides of that. You have people like Baku and Si-yoon, and people that have the strength have that, but they're good-hearted people that they don't need to do that. Whereas in Bakjin, he's deeply insecure.
Super.
And he needs this.
And he actually wants to continue on this path because it sounds like he wants to stay in this gang even when he graduates. Because he keeps telling Baku, like, think of our future. We could really make this a big thing. Like, forget stealing little scooters and motorbikes, but it's like he literally just wants to be a criminal now.
Basically. But then it's like, what's the point of achieving so much academically, right?
It don't make no sense.
Are you not trying to go to college? Clearly, you're you know, it matters to you.
It really doesn't.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense to me. Like, I was like,
and I think Baku always sees that kid in him. You know what I mean? And he just feels sorry for him. And he wishes, like you said, that he does stop this because he does know him on a personal level, you know?
Because we did see, like, at the end, like, at his funeral, like, Baku was crying his eyes out. Like, even though they just had, like, a huge fight, he was completely devastated. And I think that's what season 3 is mostly going to be about. Like, now they're going to figure it out.
Whose
like, they're going to go after that. I'm sorry?
Whose funeral? No. What do you mean? Bakjin didn't die.
Bakjin did die.
No, he didn't. They said, did you hear Si-yoon when they did a little voiceover narrating? They said he disappeared and they don't know where he went.
And then after that, we see the gangster with Sung-jae at the bowling alley place that they were using as their little office. And he says, I'm going to need a new leader for this. And he was like, have you seen Bakjin? And he's like, no, I have not. But are you interested? And he's like, what do I got to do? But Sung-jae is just being his usual, whatever. Yeah. He's not really giving into the gangster. But you could tell he's excited. And he is going to be the next true villain. But then after that, it cuts to the memorial scene. And you see his picture in they're all there. Did you not watch the very ending? You have this thing of like...
No, I literally did. That's why
he went missing, but then his body was found and they were literally at his funeral. Girl.
Okay. No, I literally watched the whole thing. That's the crazy part. Like, I really did. Like, it wasn't even what... I literally, I know for sure I heard him say, oh my God, he's been missing. No one knows where he's been at. Like,
I think you thought after,
Okay, so then...
I can't remember if this was post-credit, sorry.
Okay, so that fight didn't kill him.
The fight didn't kill him, no. He went missing after that.
He did.
Life kind of goes back to normal.
Yeah.
And then we get a glimpse of the gangster meeting up with Sung-jae.
Okay.
Be like, you're up next now. I need somebody to replace that guy who's missing. Bakjin. But he's not missing. We're all assuming he killed him because the kid is dead.
Yeah.
And that's what season 3 is going to be about.
But you see, I don't like that. They didn't let us know why did they
I think you stopped thinking it was done. Let me tell you something. What was the very last scene with Xian? This is going to blow your mind. What else happens? What was the emotional piece?
The last scene is Sunho.
Yes.
And him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So how did you miss the other part?
Oh, so it happened before that.
I can't remember now. You're confusing me.
Literally, Sunho was the last thing.
Mm-hmm. That was exactly. I was bawling.
Yeah.
So how did you miss that scene at the memorial with his picture and everything?
I don't know. Maybe mine was different. I don't know. My Netflix didn't have that. I don't know. Because I was really into the show. I was watching it.
Oh my God.
There's no way I would miss that.
It literally was like a quick scene.
Okay, so there's definitely going to be a season. We'll get to that. But anyways.
Yeah.
But okay.
How is that ending, though? Wasn't it beautiful?
It was so beautiful. You know what I thought for a second? That he had memory loss. Did you think that?
I was so happy
looked
they
at
didn't
him,
take that.
it was just like... And then he just casually just said, like, how are you? And then he just asked him, who are they? Like, my friends. And
he
that
was
is
so
it.
happy for him that he
Yeah.
had friends and he was able to, because
No, I need a season 3 with Sun-ho joining the clique.
well, that's how
Yeah.
it was kind of implied
Yeah.
that he's gonna join up now, and they're gonna figure out like who killed Bakjun, because now, freaking villain final boss is gonna be Sungjae.
Yeah. I love that Sungjae's going to be in it.
I love him.
Like,
I
I
know.
love Sungjae. Like, you know what I mean?
Like it's gonna be fabulous, but
Oh, I love seeing Sun-ho. I'm like, oh my God, he's awake. Oh, and then the way they all ran with him, I just love their friendship, of the way they love Suho without even knowing him, without even meeting him. It's
because
like
they know how much he visited him every day and how much
Yeah.
he means to their friend Xion now. So
Yeah.
they're gonna be a tight knit group. It was just this show, like violence.
And that's what it is. Like, exactly. Violence aside,
really just about friendship.
Friendship, deep friendship, finding
loyalty,
your people.
finding yourself, like.
Yeah, you know, and that no matter how much you feel like I don't need anyone,
You do.
you do. You're a human being. You do need
And
that.
nobody's going to ever thrive alone.
Yeah.
And I just feel so bad for him. Let's talk about his parents for a sec.
Oh yeah, let's talk about
Okay?
her. Yeah.
Because his mom was pissing me off.
Me too. And I'm a little confused. Okay.
Okay.
He had to leave Seoul because none of the schools would take him there, right?
Yes.
He was in Seoul with his dad. Then we see his dad and mom driving him, whatever. So then the dad kind of,
The dad always, I feel like, first of all, his parents are divorced.
yeah. So
Right?
is it now
Okay,
like, oh, she said, I'm going to take him now?
I think so.
Yeah.
But then I could have sworn that it was the same apartment that he was living in. Now he just has to go to a school outside of Seoul. I don't know if they moved. But his
No,
mom,
remember they were
it doesn't
driving,
feel like
it
his
seemed
mom
like-
lives with him right now, though.
Huh?
Does it even feel like, it didn't seem to me like his mom lived with him.
No, I think she's just always out doing her thing. Remember, she's not a good
So
mom.
his dad travels for work. This kid essentially raised himself.
Basically.
Okay.
Feeling like not
His
loved.
mom was
no-
MIA.
Yeah.
She's so emotionally manipulative in that scene where she was like, I just want what's best for you. You should go abroad. Don't hang out with these friends. Like, I don't want a repeat of last year. Did you even ask him what happened last year?
That's what I mean.
First of all.
Yeah.
Like,
Exactly.
your kid, you think your kid is a troublemaker.
Your kid literally can't sleep right now, taking pills, going through therapy. That's what I mean. It's like, did you even ask him what happened, what transpired? Like,
She has no idea.
his friend
she
got
just
hurt.
doesn't want him stressing her out at all.
Yeah.
She was just
And the
super
scene that
selfish.
really pissed me off, thank God she kind of backtracked it, but when all his friends were in the hospital,
Yep.
and she was like, can you guys leave him alone and stop being friends with him? And I'm like, oh my God, are you okay? Your son that's been having such a difficult time. He
That
can't
you're not
sleep.
even
He
involved
can't
in his
whatever.
life.
And he finally finds a group of kids that really genuinely love him. And you're telling them, can you leave him alone?
Yeah. You prefer your kid to be a loner. You're not there for him,
Yeah.
but you don't want him to have a support system either.
Yeah.
But
And again, she doesn't know what's going on. Like, you just
she didn't
think
dare to ask.
Yeah.
And she's like, it's late, guys. Go home and leave my kid alone.
And I think that's
permanently.
what hurt him the most was that his parents viewed him as just like a troublemaker when he wasn't.
when he wasn't, he was just so lonely.
Yeah, and
So
most of
lonely.
the time, what made him fight is because of his big heart. It was always protecting someone.
don't know
you know, about him.
We get the
Yeah.
vibe that they know nothing about him, but
And I
luckily,
love that he doesn't hold back with them. It's like, oh, are you going to start acting like you care again? Like, you know what I mean?
At least he tells her the truth. Like,
Yeah.
let's not pretend we're something we're
We're
not.
not. Yeah.
Like, go back. You care about your life and your career.
That's it.
Don't worry about me. I'm good.
Because even in season 1, so you mean to tell me he just lived with the dad and she was doing what exactly? Like,
Traveling, doing her little classes. She's
never
like a
visiting
little
her kid
academic,
ever.
like-
Yeah.
They never visited each other. Like,
Yeah. That's
she didn't care.
And the dad never cared either. Would just go off.
The dad
for
was
his
just
little 2
working. Like,
weeks.
she just looked
yeah.
like she didn't never wanted to be a mom.
Yeah.
So,
And it was very obvious. And he knew that too.
and he felt it.
Yeah.
And that's why he's been a loner his whole life.
And I understand that. Because imagine the 2 people that had you don't really care for you. Would you expect that random people, friends, would care about him?
Exactly.
And I think now he knows that.
He knows that for sure. But she's dumb. But she found herself because Baku went to go visit him again while he was in that. Was he just sleeping, or like was he in a mini little coma
Who?
himself?
She said he's
He
sleeping.
needed sleep.
That's
He
a
was
coma.
exhausted.
Is it not coma?
That's
It
what I
is.
thought, right?
It is.
Anyways,
Yeah.
finally she sees Baku there outside of the hospital room. So she was like, you know what? I'm sorry. I shouldn't have said that. Like, please go and see him. And look what happens. He wakes up.
Yeah.
The entire time he was in there, I guess he was dreaming and everything and all the guilt and what that went down with Bumsuck from season 1.
Why was that punk in his like thing?
Oh my god, I hate that.
When
kid.
I seen his face, I'm like, what are you doing here? Like,
yeah, that part
like
did not make sense to me. It was just
to be in
he
that
was trying
position.
to keep him in his guilt, and this kid was
Yeah.
trying to free himself from everything that happened.
Yeah,
That's why that airport scene was so touching.
it
when
was so touching.
Juntae calls him out of nowhere, and he's like, "I've just been meaning to tell you this. Like, it's not your fault what happened to your friend."
And then he started bawling.
And then the mom, right then and there, didn't even ask why your kid is crying.
Yeah.
I don't understand.
He's like, I'm not leaving.
Worst mother.
He said, my friend said it wasn't my fault.
And it just unburdened him.
Yeah.
You could see that, like, he needed to hear that. Even though he knew logically
Yeah.
that it wasn't his fault, he couldn't help it.
Yeah.
Emotionally, he needed to hear it out loud from somebody else.
Yeah.
And I thought it was really sweet.
And
of
you know what I
Juntae.
love about Ji-hoon and Baku? Baku and Gotak, if you think about it, it's like them. Him and Suho's relationship, if you think about it.
Yes.
Because when Gotak got hurt, he said, I'm no longer going to teach anyone how to fight because my friend got severely injured. And I can
Yes.
see when he told him that, it's like, wow. Like, even Ji-hoon said, I'm going to stop fighting after the whole Suho situation.
And with Baku, too, he especially regrets it because he taught Bakjin how to fight.
Yeah.
That's why it was coming from that place of, no, like, I don't want people getting hurt. I'm not teaching anyone else ever again.
Yeah. Baku never lied, though. Even though he taught things, Bakjin can fight his ass off. Like, I'm like, he's even better
like
than,
a little bit stronger than him.
he
Let's keep
was.
it real.
Yeah, and that's why he said when he was fighting, he was like, damn, you've been working on this because, like, this ain't what I taught you. Like,
Right?
Like, you're whooping me.
And the fact that their whole strategy was, let's tire him out. I know he's probably going to knock you out, and that's where I'm going to start fighting him till you gather yourself.
Yeah.
The way they strategized that entire fight, I felt so bad for
But
Bakjin,
the funny thing is, Baku, how out were you? Because he was whooping Ji-hoon's ass for a while.
He
before
really
woke
was.
up.
With one arm.
Yeah.
With one arm.
Yeah.
Remember, like,
Well, yeah,
Baku,
he-
like, damaged his left arm or something?
Ji-hoon pulled out all his little petty tricks. He messed up his leg. He messed up his arm. Everything.
But he was still
And
getting his
still-
ass whooped
yeah.
with one hand.
No, Bakjin is different.
He's a
I'm like-
monster.
I'm like, he's a monster. I'm like, I see why he's the leader. And it's so funny because you would never expect that because his demeanor is very. He rarely fights, to be honest. Like,
Exactly.
yeah,
He's
he
so,
has
like, stoic and,
Yeah.
like, you know, but he's dangerous. That's
He
why
is.
he's so eerily quiet. Just in the little bowling room
Doing
or
his
the bowling
homework.
alley doing his homework. I'm like, this
Yeah.
kid's a monster. Like, let's not wake up a
Yeah.
sleeping monster.
Yeah, but he is the most dangerous. Yeah.
And we saw it took two
But
great
even when
fighters
he
to
was
take him
fighting
down.
Sungjae does not stay down. Like, he messed up his foot. Remember, he stabbed him in his foot, and he was still going. I was like, oh my God.
Sojay is on a different level. I
Yeah.
think he likes getting hurt.
Literally.
He likes hurting people, and I love the fact that his character stayed true to himself all the time. He's like, remember when he looked like he was about to help Xion expose Bakjin? That's only just to get rid of it so he could be the leader. He just wants to get rid of Bakjin.
First of all, can we talk about that? The fact that Sion actually trusted Sungjae.
That was so dumb.
That was really dumb. It's
I'm like, for a smart
do you know who
cookie-
you're dealing with? Like,
Yeah, like
and,
that was a
and
little
he literally met up
unbelievable.
with him alone. I was like,
Yeah.
okay. And then that's when he had to fight that big guy, him and Juntae. Like, how did you think it was going to go?
He was a little too trusting for my
Yeah.
liking, and I'm like, this is so unlike you.
No, but I think Sion was betting on the fact that this guy's going to get something out of it too. So
100%,
yeah.
he told him.
Yeah.
And he was like, you're going to be fine. All the
But at the
evidence
same
will
time,
disappear.
Sungjae hates your guts. Like, you know what I mean?
And
Like,
he does not like calm. That man thrives off of chaos. So he will backstab you because it's just in his nature.
and the fact that he didn't
I
even
would
bother
never trust
fighting
that.
him. It was
He
like,
lives for
big
this.
guy's going to deal with it. Like,
That was
was
not
dumb.
surprising. The whole the soft bully at the beginning, now exposing and tearing the union up and kind
Yeah.
of like turning them against one another, telling them like, hey, nobody's getting like equal pay here. He lives for that. He was like a little gossip girl.
Literally.
The way they utilize that man.
and then when you see the rest of them, Human is literally nothing. Like if
Nothing.
you think about it, he is such a chill bully. Like, I'm like, this guy was running the school I
He
can't
was
even
just
believe it.
passing a
Yeah.
couple of slaps here and there, like
Yeah.
inappropriately trying to touch them and embarrass them. Like, how
Yeah.
weird and awkward was that staircase scene?
Oh
When
my God, yeah. With Juntae's like, I heard you have a big one. I was like, what the hell is going on?
and then Juntae's like, no, it's
and
not.
then Si-yoon is just standing there like, what is going on here? Like,
No, but did
like,
you
is he
hear
about
when
to pull it
Juntae
out
was
right
like,
now?
No,
Like-
it's not.
and Si-yoon standing there like, is he about to pull it out? Like, what the hell is going on?
It's just like, he's just like, get out of my fucking way. You guys are
Yeah,
in my way.
literally.
And I was like, that Yeoman was just such a dumb bully. Like,
He was. Like, you couldn't even take him serious. I'm like, there's no way.
I was like, let me see it. I was like, oh,
And that's
this
how
is so
Si-yoon was looking at him.
ridiculous.
It's like, there's no way you're bullying people.
You
Like,
know what was a big difference? I don't know if you noticed this, but like season 1, I felt like it was just straight physical violence. Like everybody is just beefing and fighting everyone.
Yeah.
The bullies in season 2 in that school, because they were all soft though, they were really sprinkling in a lot of like emotional, like they were emotionally terrorizing them too. Because in the beginning, when Juntae is apparently like gets snacks for all the bullies and
Yeah,
delivers
yeah.
and one of them had said, oh, I want strawberry milk now. I don't want chocolate milk. And he's
Yeah.
like, oh, I'm sorry, my bad. But he kind of like demeans him and puts him down and, bullies him
Yeah.
and whatever. And then he goes, come here and give me a hug. And that happened several times
Yeah.
where the bullies were saying,
So
I
is
love
it kind
you.
of like psychologically
It was-
messing with
That
them
was
as well?
different from season 1. And I'm like, now they're emotionally terrorizing too. Like bullying in general was emotionally traumatizing.
Yeah, and even like you said, even that staircase little
Yeah.
back.
It-
That was kind of weird.
I
It was
know.
in a way he was talking to like they were friends.
Exactly.
In a
And he was
weird
like,
way.
I love you. Like even when he didn't bring him the phone in one of the earlier scenes, Juntae, and he just wails on him.
Yeah.
Right? At the end he says, I love you. It's all good. We're fine.
Yeah.
And I'm like, these are next level bullies. Even
Yeah.
though they're not as physically dangerous as the first season, they might be even a little worse.
I mean, if you think about it, even the first season, who was really, I think these ones are on a different level. Season 2, guys, the fact that they could
Yeah,
all fight and kick ass, like really kick ass. Like, you know what I mean? Like I said, season 1, they weren't, who was actually really strong? Like,
Let's see.
because all the little minion guys,
the guys,
they
the
they weren't
minions were
scary.
strong.
They
You're
couldn't
right.
fight.
You're right. There
Yeah.
wasn't really super dangerous fighters. Kind of like there was no.
There was no Bakjin.
There was no
There-
Sung Jae in
Yeah.
season 1,
And there was no
because-
Bakjin, and like who was a top of top guy? They were
True.
in their school.
Remember, they
there
had to
wasn't.
go hire the MMA fighter to
Exactly.
fight Suho. You're right.
Yeah,
They were just they were on next level for this.
yeah. These
season.
ones were next level because I feel like the school too is kind of like ghetto compared to.
I think
like,
it is.
because
No, because
it is more
I think
ghetto.
it's like
Yeah.
a school for rejects
It
and
is. Oh,
delinquents.
yeah, it is.
Even
Yeah.
more.
And all the surrounding schools as well. The fact that they could even make a union.
They're not even
know?
exactly right. And I'm like, don't these kids have to study?
Yeah.
My
And I'm like, at this
goodness.
point, these kids have too much time on their hands. They all need to be in cram school because it's like they literally fight for fun. Like, you know?
No. Can we talk about Baku's dad?
Baku's dad?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do we feel about him?
I loved when Si-yoon called him out. I loved when he said,
Oh.
like, I don't think Baku's the issue.
problem.
You're the problem. Like,
He's like, everybody loves him outside.
Yeah.
He's a great dude.
Yeah.
So I think it's you.
And
And the other two were dying.
they
They're
were
like,
so
"What
in
the
shock.
fuck?" I'm like, don't let that little kid speak because the minute Xion opens
And
his
then he
mouth,
kicked him out. But it's true, though. Because it's like, in that moment, Si-yoon didn't understand, first of all, that Baku's such a loving, kind person. And then you see his dad, and it's just like, he was shocked that he even came from a dad like that, probably. You know what I
Exactly,
mean? It's
right?
like, how did he become so good? And his dad's an asshole. For no reason. I don't even know why he's like that. Why does he treat him so bad? It was
But at
weird.
the same time, too, but he wasn't a completely like lost cause because he could recognize that his son is lucky to have such a good friend group, and he tells him that he was like,
Yeah.
take care of them, and that's when he starts crying because he doesn't know that his friend is like hospitalized when he comes home to eat. Right?
Yeah.
His dad's making him dinner, so I'm very like on the fence. Like I don't think he's like 100%.
Yeah, he's
horrible.
not.
But he's not
I think
great
he's
either.
just struggling with his own demons. Like, remember,
Maybe.
he's struggling with
I mean,
alcoholism, things like that. But yeah, even the fact that he gave the money back and he's like, I don't know where you got this from, but I don't want it. You just be a kid.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Right? Even though before, though, he was like, you need to study. I don't understand what you're doing. Do you know how expensive it is to
Take care,
and
yeah.
house you? And now he makes money. And he was like, oh, dear God, no. And he knows that money did not come from anywhere legit.
Yeah, but at the same time, when
He knows that.
when you say those type of comments to a kid, saying, "Do you know how much it costs to feed and you know what I mean? What did you expect him to do?
Exactly.
You know?
So yeah, I'm on the fence with the dad because I'm like, there's things you could clearly see he's not a good dad because he's not very like.
Did we
tune,
find
but at
out
the
what
same time, he's better than I think Sion's mom. She's completely checked out. At least
Yeah, she's
this
completely
one,
checked out, yeah.
Like you said, I think he's finding his own demons, but he's trying to be a parent.
Yeah, and we didn't find out what happened to his mom.
No.
Yeah,
No, his mom left. I think she left. It's not like his mom died or something.
Yeah.
Because he's like, oh, you're good for nothing, just like your mom or something. So it
I
kind of
don't know.
gives
I would like to know a little
he's
bit about
bitter.
Gotak and Juntae's family situation. We
You
never
know what
got
I
a
was
chance
gonna
to see
say.
that.
I feel
you
like
know?
this season was really well done. Like I'm not disappointed at all. I thought it was great. Everything that
Yeah.
I expected it to happen did. I thought it was a great season. But like you said, no background story on.
But I think the reason
Those
why
two.
Gotak comes from a healthy family because remember they said Baku used to crash at his house a lot when he would get into his dad and stuff like that. So I think he has more of a stable household.
Oh,
and
yeah,
even
you're
Juntae,
right.
I would
But
like
still,
to
I
see.
would like to see that
Yeah.
though, right? A little bit about their backstory. Like, yeah, we know he used to be like a taekwondo, like he was an athlete and he was like
Yeah.
a fighter. He can't do that anymore because of his knee. Well, is he pivoting to basketball? Like,
Ball,
what is he
yeah.
doing? Like, and we don't know what kind of family Juntae
He's
comes from.
Yeah.
We don't know anything about him other than the fact that he was being bullied, decided to stand up for himself, and now this is his new friend group.
Yeah.
I feel like those were the only complaints, to be honest.
Yeah. No, I love that. Like I said, I was kind of hesitant because there was no Suho. I was like, oh, could it really be that good? But it was. I really enjoyed it.
I know.
You know,
I hope
loved
season
all the
3
new
doesn't
people.
take another 3 years.
Yes, I hope
they get their
not.
shit together and give it to us in like
Yeah.
a year and a half, maybe.
Because what are your
2?
predictions for season 2? I think, of course, Suho's up. I think he's going to join their little. It's going to be like a Fab Five type of situation.
I think the next.
I think they're going to start fighting.
their senior,
Sungjae.
their last year of high school is probably like what it's going to be, right? Because they said we're
They
going to
just
come back
started
as
high school
seniors.
in 12th grade, yeah.
So I think they're just going to really avenge their friend.
Who?
Baku's going to avenge his childhood friend, Bakjin, who died. We know it's the gangster that killed him.
Yeah, but do you think he would want to like?
He will, definitely. He
Okay.
will. They're going to dismantle that little gang. They're going to try and
I think that's what it is.
Yeah,
And
the
also, I
fight
think
now
they're
is
going to
gonna
try to
be-
take down Sungjae now because he's going to be the
he's going to
leader.
get a new union
Yeah.
together. The ball's going to start rolling again. But
Oh my God!
now
Can
it's
you
not just the
imagine
union.
Suho joining them? Oh my God, they're going to be untouchable.
I know.
Literally, I'm so excited for that.
I know. And sometimes it's 8 episodes. It's so perfect for this show. Like you,
I wish sometimes it was like good 10. You know what I mean? Because of the episodes are so short as well. I wish they could give us at least 10.
I know, but it's all fight, 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 and the
I
story moves
know.
along really, really fast. So I'm
It
like,
does, I guess.
that would kind of get boring. But it's because the story's so tight and
Oh, I
so
love it.
short
Like,
that
exactly.
it like everything happens. You know, because sometimes I'm like, this fight scene's a little too long for my liking, and I just have to like fast forward a little bit because there's only so much hitting I can take.
Yeah, the group brawl was insane.
First
in
of all,
the
I think
rain.
the group
I was like,
brawl was so
okay.
childish. It kind of reminds you they're in high school.
Literally.
Like, meet me on the field at
Literally.
3:00. Like,
all of them with their umbrellas out. like
rain or shine, be there.
Yeah.
Like,
they are kids,
that was
aren't
the
they?
one time that like really showed that, hey, you know what, they're still high school kids. So that stayed very true. And they're all
honestly,
just,
the amount of fighting, I
It's
don't
too
know
much
how
sometimes.
they don't have CTE, all of them. The way they literally
First
beat
of
each
all.
other is not even normal. This is not even like regular fighting. Like they're constantly stomping each other's heads. They're constantly like,
exactly.
very
I'm
vicious.
like, there should be a lot more boys falling into comas.
Yeah.
There should be a lot of internal bleeding,
Yeah.
hospitalizations, but these kids will whoop the shit out of each other and get up like
Viciously.
it's nothing.
Yeah.
Just with their little antibiotic cream, like, here you go.
a little band-aid. It's like
Yeah.
we're good to go. Yeah.
And I love Juntae because he was like, oh my God, when he hits you in the lip, he's like, this has antibiotics in it.
Yeah.
So he's a little germy.
yeah.
He didn't want to go to the nurse. I
His
was like,
hands are,
I'm
yeah.
pretty sure you have broken ribs.
Yeah.
The way they kick each other in the chest.
Just the way they just viciously beat on each other.
That's
I'm
the-
like, there's no way. See especially. I don't know how he does not have CTE. Like, and
Literally.
stays in a coma
He
because
just stays taking those punches.
yeah. And he could really, like the guy Yeoman said, he's like, this guy could take punches.
He can
really
take a punch. No, but seriously, they should be suffering from way more damage.
Complications, yeah.
And complications to their
Like,
body.
I don't even know how he's still doing math. It's like, sir, how's the brain still functioning at this
What
point?
is happening, right? How are you
Yeah.
still a top student?
Literally. I don't know. But
I don't know.
I loved it.
What an intense show. I
is.
loved it. Like I said, like I'm not really one for violence, but like it moves so long. For me, it's more about like the loyalty, the friendship.
Yeah, it's so much deeper. And that's what I really loved.
Right,
Just
just
the bonds that
navigating.
they've created. And, you know, and he really deserves it. If anyone deserves that type of love, it is Ji-hoon, because, like I said, he has a really big heart. He's, you know, and he's never gotten love in his life.
Exactly.
So, you know,
He deserves a good friend group.
Yeah.
And I love this new team that he has, and now his bestie is
He's
going to
back.
join.
Oh, I love
Season 3 is going to be amazing. I just
love me
hope
some Suho. Oh my God. When they showed them running, I'm like, oh my God, do not tell me Suho's up. And then it's like he was.
I was like, he better not die. He better not die.
Yeah.
And then when he teared
That
up.
boy was in a coma for what, a year?
Yeah.
Yeah. And remember that little scare that he got? That's why he got hit by the truck?
Got hit by
I really thought he was going to pass away.
Me
Like,
too.
But they're like, oh, he's stable now.
I was so relieved when they
Yeah.
were like, no, he's stabilized. He's fine. And when Baku was like, say hi. Oh my God.
Huh?
When he saw him and he was just like shocked when he saw him in the wheelchair.
He's like, go ahead,
and
go
he
on,
pushes him
yeah.
forward and he's like, say hi.
Yeah.
And it was just like,
And then
it
he
was
was
so
looking at her.
sweet.
It was so sweet. Oh, and I
They're
cannot
wonderful.
wait for them to really continue that friendship again too, and him becoming a part of, you know, because
Yeah.
Suho deserves this group of people too,
He
because
does,
they
right?
all have the same heart. They're all kind kids, like, you know, they all need each other. So I cannot wait to see that.
It's a great batch. And I'm just here for Jun-young. I want to see him in season 3 because he didn't get enough screen time for my liking in season 2.
He didn't.
He was really just there for like maybe 2 seasons if you add up all the times that all his scenes. He was only there for like 2 episodes.
Sanjay,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sanjay needed more.
he did need more.
I didn't want to see all the minions. Like I wanted to see more of him and how
And I
crazy and
think
unhinged
that's
he was.
why they're lining that up for next
took
season.
a
We're going to
little
see a whole
break.
bunch of him, to be honest.
I
Like,
hope so. Like I
yeah.
said, like he's gonna be one of the leads.
And it's going to be
Hopefully.
them 5 taking down. I cannot wait.
Him
And like
and the
you said, I
gangsters.
hope we do not have to wait another 3 years, because that would really piss me off.
So
Like,
true.
but all in all, I loved it. I give it a 9 out of 10.
Same. It was perfect. Like, no, needed back stories for some of the
Yeah.
boys, but a solid 9.
Yeah.
It did what it needed to do.
It
It did
did.
not
It
disappoint.
was exciting. Every episode was,
It was
a ride.
intense.
Loved it.
They
Yeah,
didn't drag it on. Like,
It didn't.
it was great.
Yeah. Can't wait.
No, that's our show for this afternoon. If you guys have binged it like we have, let us know your thoughts in the comments of what you thought about Week Class Hero 2. Week Hero Class 2. I said that backwards already.
Yes. Yeah.
I'm losing my mind. Anyways, thank you so much for joining us. Hope everybody has a fabulous week. Bye.
Bye.